Hi everybody, welcome to Line of the Week number 131, Motif Development Using Melodic Rhythms. I'd like to say at the outset that the Line of the Week series is not about memorizing licks. Rather, I'm trying to demonstrate concepts by playing examples. So take the melodic rhythm I play later in the video and apply it to your own music in your own way. Like anything else, it takes practice, but you'll get better over time. This week's line is based on rhythm changes. There are a million different variations of the tune, so let's look at the chord progression we're using today and the accompanying chord scales so we're all on the same page. Here are the chords to the progression I'm using today. The chords are B flat 6 to G7 to C minor 7 to F7 to B flat 6 to G7 to C minor 7 to F7 to F minor 7 to B flat 7 to E flat major 7 to E flat minor 6 to D minor 7 to G7 to C minor 7 to F7. Here are the chord scales I use. I use the notes from the chord scales for two things. First, as a source for improvising, and second, to determine tensions for use in comping and for determining appropriate voicings for comping. There are often more than one acceptable chord scale choice, so I'm just giving you the ones I prefer for this particular progression, and even that changes over time. The chord scales are F pentatonic to A flat melodic minor to B flat major to G flat melodic minor to F pentatonic to A flat melodic minor to B flat major to G flat melodic minor to E flat major to B melodic minor to B flat pentatonic to E flat melodic minor to F pentatonic to A flat melodic minor to B flat major to G flat melodic minor. Here's the melodic rhythm I'm using this week. This motif is from Jerry Bergonzi's book, Volume 4, Melodic Rhythms Used with Permission. Here's the line of the week with Guitar Pro backing I use to make sure I'm getting the notes and the rhythm accurate. Let me say a few things about the line of the week. The motif development tools I use include an original motif, variation, extension, fragmentation, and rhythmic displacement. You can read more about these concepts in Hal Crook's book, How to Improvise. The motifs I use often come from Jerry Bergonzi's book, Volume 4, Melodic Rhythms, and links to these books are in the description. In measure 1, you've got the original motif. In measure 2, you've got variation of the original motif, meaning the same rhythm, different notes. In measure 3, you've got another variation of the original motif. In measure 4, you've got a fragment of the original motif, meaning a small identifiable part of the original motif. In measure 5, you've got a variation of the original motif. And in measure 6, you've got extension and then fragmentation. In measure 7, you've got variation, and in measure 8, you've got a fragment. Also, note the points of resolution of tension by half step. This is very important. At the point of chord change, it's important to resolve non-harmonic tones, meaning avoid notes or disagreeable tones, by half step to an agreeable note. You can resolve tension either directly, meaning immediately, or indirectly within a beat and a half or so. For example, in measures 1 to 2, you can see where the D flat resolves to D under C minor 7 because the D flat is it's a disagreeable tone to C minor 7. It's not chord sound to C minor 7. In measures 2 to 3, again, you've got D flat resolving to D under the C minor 7 chord. In measures 5 to 6, you've got D flat resolving to C under the E flat major 7 chord. This week, there's a triad that occurs. There's an E flat major triad in measure 7, which gives you the flat 13, the 3rd, and the sharp 9 tensions over the G7 chord, because I'm trying to create an altered sound. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.